Can you tell that we're still in love? Because we are.
Mary and Clifford Hobbis have shared a lifetime of love together, and they're about to celebrate their 75th wedding anniversary.
All of a sudden it hit Mary and I, and we were sitting talking and saying, wow, 75 years. That's something special.
It is a tremendous milestone. And what else can I say? It's by the grace of God that He's kept us both alive, you know, this long. And I've had cancer, and Cliff's been through the war and that. And here we are.
Both in their 90s, Clifford and Mary lived together at Nanaimo Seniors Village. They recall when they first met in Regina, when a family member brought a friend, Mary, to visit.
They had to have a ride home.
He took me out for a ride in this car.
I had a 1929 Essex.
And the darn thing stopped. And I had to get out and push it. And I thought, this isn't the kind of guy I want to go out with.
But Clifford was able to charm her into giving him another chance, and he tried really hard to impress her.
I had a bottle of Coke in my hand, and I knew what I could do. So I took the finger on the top of the Coke, shook it, and it all shot up in the restaurant on the roof. And I was in trouble. But I was proud that it worked because I was showing off to my sweetheart.
Despite no telephone to communicate, the dates continued, and Clifford's efforts to impress Mary were successful.
I remember one day going home from Regina Beach on the train, and I was thinking about him, of course, and then I said a little prayer, and I said, Lord, could I please have Cliff for my husband?
The very first time I'd seen her, I have a thing about me, I read people up here. And she could have been 400 pounds, it didn't matter to me. Mary's face told me my story, that was her.
When Clifford's family moved to Victoria, he wanted Mary to come along and be his wife. But first, they needed her father's permission.
My dad was very strict. My mother died when I was 5. And I kept house for my dad when I was 16. Good, wonderful dad. But he was law.
Clifford's letter requesting his daughter's hand in marriage was denied. So Mary wrote a letter and sent it to Clifford.
I copied it, mailed it to Dad, and Dad said, okay.
Our wedding day was really quite a day.
The photographer got lost, and the minister came out for a funeral.
When we come out, the little old pump organ, the lady was playing Here Comes the Bride. And all of a sudden there was a screech, and bang. And poor old organ died right there.
Though they don't have a wedding photo, they have books made from many photos taken throughout their lifetime and compiled with history. One of the most treasured books still in Clifford's possession is filled with poetry written by Mary that she gave him before he left for war.
And cherish the love that our two hearts possess, being faithful forever to just your caress.
I couldn't lose that book when I went overseas for all the money in the world. I looked after that book.
If trouble should come, we'll stand side by side, being faithful forever, our love will abide.
What does Mary mean to me? Everything. Everything possible.
Oh, it means everything. I don't know what else I can say. I can't feature life without him.
The abundance of love that Clifford and Mary have for each other is evident. And just how they stayed in love over all these years? Well, Mary made some notes to share.
We haven't got any secrets about it. We have never smoked or used alcohol, which has been good for our health. We've had our share of ups and downs and difficulties to deal with, and also very differences of opinions. But we learned how to talk out openly and honestly, and we refused to quarrel. And we never called each other bad names. We never did. Even though sometimes maybe we'd feel like it, but we never did. We both made mistakes, lots of them, and learned how to forgive each other. We endured the hardships of World War II, with Cliff serving overseas in the military for 3.5 years. Cliff was injured twice while he was overseas, and when he came home, we had to deal with the consequences. We are thankful for our 5 children and their spouses today for their constant loving concern. We have 10 grandchildren, 17 great-grandchildren, and 4 great-great-granddaughters. We found over the years that it is so very important to keep our minds and our hands active. And we have done all kinds of crafts, and Cliff is still hard at it. Cliff's mom and dad taught the family, you always get back what you give. And Cliff and I are thankful that we have found a good home here in this lovely facility. And right from the start, it has taken a lot of prayer. We give all the credit and all the glory to God.